Tony Grossi gives his take on who he thinks that will start in the beginning of the year at QB1. They was doing a little odds that him and Rizzo. Let's take a listen.
The odds right now for Brown's starting quarterback, okay? Would Shedeur be your favorite at the moment?
Close. Yes.
Plus, let's say plus 250. Okay?
No, I don't think it's that. You think you're getting better than 2-1?
Okay, plus 180, whatever.
Okay.
What would you put?
Watson
Would be second.
Yeah.
What if he's not healthy?
Well, then the odds will change.
All right, okay.
The odds will change. But
Watson
right now,
would be second.
plus 250 for him.
Plus 250.
180.
250. Dylan Gabriel.
Plus 450.
Okay. Dylan Gabriel plus 450 other.
Plus 550.
Not that much more.
Tony Grossi finally gave it up. And he's been coming around, though, during the year, especially the latter part of the year. But, you know, he said he thinks the odds is going to be Shedeur and Deshaun, then Dylan Gabriel. And I also was listening to G. Bush talking about Andrew Berry and basically confirming that he's going to be having Shedeur Sanders as his QB1. It's been his thoughts the whole time. And let's take a listen to G. Bush talk about what he thought about the signs that he's seen Andrew Berry show without saying it, basically, that Shedeur is going to be the QB1. Let's take a listen.
Andrew Berry has been telling you. Now, last week, this is about a 2-week program. And so what we're going to do is we're going to say this. Andrew Berry, we can't play the audio, right? But Andrew Berry has been telling us from day one what's on his mind. The Cleveland Browns continue to tell you what's on their minds. And people just disregard it. Now it's okay. If your opinion of a certain pecking order at quarterback or your opinion on what the Browns should do at quarterback, have at it. That is your opinion. You are entitled to it. That's what makes sports talk great. But the point that I'm making is just because that's your opinion doesn't mean it's necessarily accurate based on what's going on and what the Browns are saying. So Andrew Berry comes out, sits down with Nathan Zagura talking about the interview. Now, mind you, the Browns put that out. The Browns put that out. We didn't put that out. Browns put that out, right? In the video, it shows Shedeur Sanders. The Ravens, no team wanted him. And then Todd Monken says, and it says, I don't necessarily believe that. I don't necessarily believe. Okay, you don't necessarily believe. Okay, it's cool. So then press run happens. Shelby Harris comes out, talks about Shedeur Sanders. You got Denzel Ward saying it. Then Myles Garrett, last week we talked about it. Myles Garrett just came out and said, is Shedeur the guy? We look at him like that. We're looking at him like that. And then this week, it is Andrew Berry. And Andrew Berry, as he's sitting there talking, he tells you not only about this, he tells you about the draft. They asked him, like, so what is the ideology, that you have with, coaches and what's the philosophy on what they see in the player based on what you seeing in the player? And he basically said, listen, I'll go back to 2020. Our whole goal in 2020 was to put weapons and infrastructure around our rookie quarterback, Baker Mayfield. We wanted to make sure that he was off to a successful start. We wanted to put things around him, and that was our goal. Now, anybody who knows football knows that we had a patchwork defense. And after we had assembled what we assembled, most of our efforts were going to be then to plug and get together the defensive side of the football.
See, G. Bush made some great points about that. And he talked about Myles Garrett coming out, telling everybody that Shedeur's our guy, Shelby Harris, Denzel Ward, Andrew Berry. It's only the people that don't want to hear it that don't hear it. That's all it is. We know we got Todd Monken as our new coach, hired last week. And we got our new DC, Mike Ruttenberg. And we got Mary Kay Cabot giving her take on Mike Ruttenberg and what she thinks about him. A lot of people really don't know much about him. Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator hire. People think that he's pretty much mediocre at best. Got an article here, matter of fact. The Cleveland Browns have hired Mike Ruttenberg as their new defensive coordinator, but how should this hire be graded as he replaces Jim Schwartz? After a tough search to find the replacement for former defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, the Cleveland Browns have landed on Mike Ruttenberg to be the next defensive coordinator. Ruttenberg has over 2 decades of experience as he lands his first defensive coordinator role at any level. He spent the past season with the Atlanta Falcons as their defensive pass game coordinator, and he also has experience with the New York Jets, San Francisco 49ers, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Washington Commanders. So basically, he's a mediocre hire, and he really kind of, he was the last 3 guys over the weekend, and Mary Kay Cabot gives her take on what she thinks about our new defensive coordinator. Let's take a listen.
He brings a lot of experience in this style of defense, and I think that's really, really important. Todd Monken told us at his introductory press conference that they were going to march forward with the Jim Schwartz defense, that 4-3 attacking style that we've been watching all these years, and that this Browns defense has been so successful in. So I think that's vitally important. He's worked under Robert Saleh. He's worked under other defensive coordinators and coaches like that who run this exact type of scheme. So I think it will be a seamless transition. And then everything that I can gather from people who talk about him, I've talked to a couple people that know him. I've heard really, really good things about him in terms of player development, in terms of just teaching and things like that. So I think this could be very, very good for Todd Monken and for the Browns.
So you got Mary Kay Cabot, G. Bush, Tony Grossi giving his take on the QB1 as far as the odds is concerned right now. On this date, we don't know what's going to happen in the draft. We don't know what's going to happen in free agency. So this is all predicated on right now. But let me know what you guys think about the new defensive coordinator hire, Mike Ruttenberg. And let me know what you think about Grossi giving his take on his odds being Shedeur Sanders as QB1 when the season starts next year. See you in the next video.